Hello everyone, welcome to Business Northeast. Today we have with us Professor Gautam Daniel Roy Chaudhary, who is the founder of Indigenous Weave, a brand that is weaving Assam's heritage into modern markets with Muga and Erisilk. So come, let's explore his journey. First of all, welcome to our show.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So, firstly, I would like to know what inspired you to start Indigenous Weave and how has your vision has evolved over time. Also, can you just give us a brief about the history of silk in Assam?
Well, my journey in silk handloom and sericulture started from the year 2004. So I had joined the Boreland Territorial Council (BTC) in those times, known as BTC in those times. Of course, now it is BTR. So I joined there as a liaison officer when the Boro Liberation Tiger, the militant organization, had just formed the interim government after surrender. So my role was to rehabilitate or look into the rehabilitation package of the cadres. So what happened was there when I was going to the villages, I saw the villagers were weaving a kind of yarn which I've never seen. So upon inquiring, I got to know it is a Erisilk. So I never saw a silk handloom in my life, even because maybe I'm from a city, so I was not exposed to village life. So I was very amused and I was very inspired how very small silkworm. As humans, we are on the top of the evolution table. So when a small silkworm can clothe a human and bring beauty and grace to a human or the personality of a person when the person wears silk. So I thought that this is a very amazing business. So in 2004, I got the interest, and in five I had left my job, government job, and I started my own. You can call a startup or sorts in those times. So I started with four looms, but I had literally no idea what to do and how to do. I had a couple of people who were helping me. So in 2006, in the month of February, the Central Seal Board, I have to admit that the Central Seal Board has been instrumental in helping me start my business. So they had started an entrepreneur development program in Guwahati. So initially we were around 30 people selected by the Central Seal Board. So we had around 18 of them, 18 of us, we had completed our training for 1 month, and only four of us had initially started our production. So initially I started with non-silk just to get the idea. Then gradually I started doing mulberry silk, Erisilk, Mugasilk, and Tussar silk. As you know, there are four kinds of silk. So the largest production of silk is mulberry silk. So it is grown maximum. Majority of the silk comes from China. India is the second largest producer. Of course, we are also the world's largest consumer.
Yeah.
We import a lot from China.
Yes.
And Tussar silk also it comes from China, but in India we get in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, and some also Bihar. And mulberry we know as part in Assamese. So some amount of mulberry is produced in Assam, but it is not of a very good quality. So it is used as raw silk, or we know as kesapat or noni part. And apart from that, of course, Muga, the world famous Muga is there. So, but we have very low production, around 120 tons per year. So, and apart from that, the Eri silk, it is the most vastly produced silk in Assam, which is having around 3,000 metric ton of production. So, these three silks, Muga, Tussar, and Mulberry, it is reeled. Reeled means you take 10 cocoons, it twists them into one yarn. But Eri silk is spun basically. So, they make 5, 6 cocoons, they make a cake, and then they spin it like cotton. So silk basically it is the queen of fabrics, and from royalty to all the aristocrats and the people who understands comfort or grace, they always use silk. But coming to the point, the history of silk in Assam. First, we have to know the history of silk. So what happened around 5,000 years back, as the story goes, in China, a Chinese princess, she was roaming in the forest. So she came upon some white colored cocoons. So she didn't know what was that. So she brought some cocoons to her palace, and just kept it. So what happened was that she was making some tea. So the water was boiling, and somehow some of the cocoon it fell on the water. So she tried to pick it up with chopsticks, and that filament came out. So from there she got the idea, maybe we can weave it. So over a period of years, maybe 100 200 years, they mastered it, and it was a very closely guarded secret. The Chinese had used to punish people who used to try to smuggle silk out of China. So gradually, when the Buddhism spread, the monks they used to smuggle the mulberry plant and the cocoons, the larva, the eggs, and gradually it was spread to across the world. But India parallelly had their own silk plantation, as history says, and Assam, as far as I know, since the beginning of the Brahmaputra Valley civilization, Assam has been producing Mugasilk and Erisilk. So in Harsha Charita, it is clearly mentioned that when Emperor Harshavardhan of Kannauj, who was the emperor of undivided India in those times, his friend was Kumar Bhaskar Varman. Kumar Bhaskar Varman was the king of Kamrup. So Kumar Bhaskar Varman had gifted him a lot of silk, products, so fabrics. So even Hyun Sung has mentioned it in his memoirs, the Chinese traveler. Apart from that, in Ramayana, many people say that Sita has to wear a cloth woven by the Kiratas and made from the silkworm. So there is a long history, and there are many inscriptions on copper plates and stone carvings where it is clearly mentioned about the ancient handloom and silk. So Sualkuchi, since it was an Ahom garrison before, so the Mughals had brought weavers from Banaras, and then Sulkosi has a long, rich history for that. But in Assam, almost all rural women they know how to weave and do sericulture. So in India, only the northeast part of India is a place where the woman basically weaves. Otherwise, like states like Kerala or Karnataka or Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, the men folk they do. So this is the brief history of silk in Assam. But though we are largest producer of muga, and even though we have got GI tag, it is not sufficient for us to export. So Eri is a silk which we can export, and we can find new avenues for that.
Could you give us a brief about the process of how the products are being produced in Iweaves?
Yeah, basically we are producing, as I said earlier, we produce four kinds of silk. So mulberry silk, basically the traditional cloth of the Assamese woman is mekhala chadar. So basically that is our bread and butter. So in every marriages or any marriage or any function, the mekhala chadar is worn. So the client, the ladies, they want the latest kind of say designs or fabrics or colors. So we try to keep it more traditional. So we in Iweave, I personally try to revive the old designs. So I go to the museums or Kalakshetra, try to find out some old designs, try to make it out. Many of my friends or known people, they give me designs of their grandmothers. So I try to revive those designs, because if we don't conserve our designs, it will get lost in time. So mekhala chador, of course, we make in all the silk, Muga, Eri, Tassar, and Mulberry. But you see, the problem in Assam is that Assam has a population of around 3.5 crores. So Assamese woman is around just 10 lakhs. If you see the breakup, I will not go into the breakup much. So 10 lakhs, say rich, the well-to-do ladies are around say 2 to 3 lakhs. So that market is revolving only in around 2 to 3 lakhs of ladies. So what happens is that the market is very stagnant. If we want to really expand our business, not only in terms of my own industry, but as Assam as a whole, if we want to expand our business, go for export, we have to make other products apart from mekhala chadar. Sari, it is difficult to make in Assam because our weavers are not accustomed to making saris, because it is not a local dress. But people are making, they are selling, they are doing good work. So my idea is to make contemporary apparels like which is used in day to day life. So among all the silk, Eri is the silk which can be easily manufactured and then made into apparels like nightgowns, dresses, and maybe jackets, shawls, and of course I'm trying to make blankets out of Eri so that we can get an export market and people they buy. And the best part of silk is that silk is an ultraviolet retardant fabric. That means the fabric will protect you from ultraviolet rays, which causes skin cancer.
Yeah.
And silk is a hypo, means its anti-allergic properties are there. So if you wear Eri and Muga, you'll be immune to a lot of skin diseases and infections or allergies. So if people, then those who know the benefits of silk, they definitely wear silk. So that is the whole idea behind it.
Okay, so now with Assam's 12.83 lakhs weavers,
Yeah.
so what role does indigenous weaves play in empowering those local artisans, local weavers?
You see, any state or any product must have a brand. If you go to Kashmir, if you say Kashmiri shawl, it immediately clicks. You know, that intricate designs. So if you say Banarasi sari, there is a brand. So if you say Kanjivaram sari, it's a brand. So Assam, apart from tea, we don't have much of a brand. Brand Assam, I feel in some way we are lacking behind for a lot of products. So what I do in my case, especially, I try to do a lot of research and development (R&D). I try to develop new products, and if people get inspiration or if they think that we can make these kind of products, then in a large scale, you see, the market expands. I'll tell you, you must also have personally experienced that in winter the Kashmiris they come to all the cities of Assam and they sell their shawls. So if Kashmir they can sell their product here, why can Assam silk shawls can be sold outside? So I cannot make Assam silk shawls for entire world or entire country. So people has to make only then the market will come up. So you see, IIT Guwahati they have a yearly allocation of around 3.5 crores only for research in silk, whereas the Assam government doesn't have any kind of provisions for that. So until unless we do research, product development, and more handloom oriented products. You see, here Assam we don't have any textile mills where we are we produce powerloom products. Almost everything is handloom. So it should be more handloom oriented research, so that people know the utility of a handloom product or the benefits of a handloom product. So I think what I try to do is that I try to make new products, not only mekhala chador, with less effort, like minimum input, maximum output, if you say so, and then people when they are interested to buy, then then gradually other people also will start to make similar products. That is how I look at it.
So how many number of artisans are associated with Iweaves as of now?
Currently, in my factory, I have only 15 looms.
Okay.
The biggest challenge now is to get weavers.
Yes.
So there are because you see, with a lot of globalization and a lot of commercialization of a lot of things. So weaving is an art which is not it's not a highly paying job. And so the weavers they try to find out new avenues to get more income. And of course, a lot of work culture also is a very big challenge in Assam. So since the government is paying a lot of subsidies and free everything freebies are there, so there's a tendency that people are not working in the villages, and some social evil also are associated with that. Like if you go to the villages, you'll find so people waste their time in a lot of unproductive activities. So in my case, I have around 15 looms, but I procure from traditional weavers who are making and who don't have a market. So I provide them a market. So whatever is in my capacity, I buy and I sell online or I give to my clients. So they also get a part of the profit, and I also get to run my business. So that is currently my model of business.
Okay. So what role does Assam handloom sector play in local economy?
You see, textile is the second largest employment giver. Like India is a agricultural based country. So apart after farmers, the textile industry gives the maximum number of jobs. Assam is no exception. But here the problem arises that many duplicate and spurious products from other states, which are made in powerloom or very low quality products, like you see, we can say replicas or duplicate products, they have come in the market. It is posing a huge challenge to our local the weavers.
Yes.
So government already has some laws, and government is cracking down on stuff that comes from outside, like in gamusas and all. But it is not enough. More has to be done. But you see, if you see the economy of Assam, uh, uh, the woman is always helping the husband in the farm. So after the husband goes to the farm, she's busy with her household activities. So if she has a dedicated loom and she produces something commercially, maybe compared to a commercial weaver, the product will be a bit less. Say for example, fabric. If she weaves a plain fabric in Eri, so in a day commercial weaver may weave around 2 meters, but housewife will weave around 50, like say half meter. But what happens is in a month she will be weaving 10 to 15 meters. So that is giving her an additional income. So weaving will give not only additional income to a weaver, but she will have the comfort of working from her own home, work from home as you say. So like you see, other sectors the woman has to go out of her house or to a different city. But the most important part here is that the lady is getting her income in her own place, and she gets to use her creativity in making some product. So the economy of Assam is as such. You see, Assam is a very challenging state. A lot of floods, every year it's happening, and of course migration is also happening. Our boys and girls are going out of the state. So until unless we start to produce such product which is going to be sold outside, what happens is that when you buy a product, the money is going outside. If the product is not made in Assam, so when we make a product locally and the product is being sold outside, the outside money is coming to Assam. So export will twofold, threefold it will increase. So handloom is the only sector in Assam, as I can see, that is going to give employment. You see, petroleum products we have no hold on that. Neither in Assam tea nor in the coal sector. We don't have any control over this natural resources. So even natural gas. So silk is the only sector, and among the silk, Eri is the only sector which we can get a foothold on that. And so when we make a product, maybe say for example, cocoon. The cocoon is used to like what has happened now in Bhagalpur, that is in Bihar. Chinese agents they buy the cocoons from agents from Assam through agents, and these Chinese they take the cocoon back to China. They weave fine yarn and sell it back to India. So here we can also find new opportunities. So if more entrepreneurs they start their own spinning mill, and from cocoon you can make a lot of byproducts like soap, and then from the yarn also you can use in power loom. Of course, Eri power loom has not started yet. So for a if the handloom sector is made into more organized way, I think lots a huge population will get employment in the sector.
Okay. So, in this competitive market, how do you think Iweave stands out from other competitors?
See, competition should always be healthy.
Yeah.
I personally believe that integrity is very important in a business. So we should not mislead the customer. So if the product is uh, as per such and such so and so quality, we should mention this is the quality, or this is mixed, or this is pure. So if you don't have integrity in a business, the business will not last long. So any business, if you see, our inspiration is Ratan Tata. If you see the Tata Group, they are very honest in their business. So integrity is very important. So my objective is to be more honest in my approach rather than making money. Of course, making money is a important part, but when we make a product, just to get the market, reduce the price, if we mix it with non-silk or spurious products, that is not ethical. So more of a being the market leader, we should try to give more pure products and not to exploit the weavers. So weavers exploitation also is not good. If I exploit a weaver, then if I make money, then it is not a human. So we have to balance it, integrity also, and compassion towards the weavers also. And of course, if you have a good product, you will get a price ultimately. Today or tomorrow, you will get. So, but you have when integrity is the most important part of the business.
So now if any individual or so now if any individual is planning to join this industry, so what advice would you like to give or anything, any idea?
You see, uh, as an entrepreneur, I always want that more people should come in this sector. It is not that people should not come; they should come. But there are some things that one has to keep in mind. So one has to do their homework. Number one is that to understand the basic of the sericulture or textile industry. So there is a pre-cocoon part, there is a post-cocoon part. That means if a person has a plantation, he can rear Muga silkworm or Eri silkworm. That is the pre-cocoon. And post-cocoon is that after the cocoon is made, the cocoon is being sold, or they can trade, or they can make the yarn, or they can weave the product. That is the post-cocoon sector. So either in post-cocoon or pre-cocoon, they can choose their line of business. And for handloom, uh, uh, before starting a handloom, the person has to explore the market. What kind of product he has to make, and nowadays, because social media plays a very important role, he has to have his own presence in the social media. As we have around 5 pages with Iweave, so we have a good presence in the social media, and some of our videos have crossed 1.5 million mark also. So people know about our products. So apart from that, the person has to be financially disciplined. He should know how to use the money properly, and how to take a loan, how to go to the banks, how to have insurance, and he should know his balance sheet, how to work. And most important part is that he should not depend on the government.
Yeah.
Because if a person will depend on the government, then his entire mindset will be dependent on government. So he will not be able to be an independent entrepreneur. So that is most important. And he has to do some survey, or at least go to the department, what exactly are the schemes they can apply, but they should not depend on the schemes. Most important is that you should do your own survey, make your own product, and find your own market. Only then you'll be able to survive here.
Okay. So now lastly, what are your future plans for indigenous weaves?
Well, we are planning to start our export in 2-3 months.
Okay.
So now we are making shawls in Erisilk. So you see, silk protects the skin from many infections or disease, or ultraviolet rays. So the Europeans or the Japanese, or the Australians or the Americans, they are very sensitive towards their skin especially. And many of the countries, they have holes in the ozone layers. So because of that, lot of ultraviolet rays and other kind of issues are there with the skin. Skin cancer is a very big disease in Australia, New Zealand, USA. So Erisilk can protect them. Of course, Muga is there, but Muga we have limited production. That is one issue, and it is Muga depends on the climate. So because of the global warming and climatic change, the production of Muga is decreasing day by day. But Eri, you see, a person can do a business, and then you can sell the larva, or lot of things are there. So our objective as Iweave, we are trying to export our products. We are in contact with many international business houses, and I personally have been a part of one chambers of commerce, PhD chambers of commerce. They are also trying to highlight our business outside Assam. And apart from that, getting the market, one very important thing is the ecosystem. So currently, I am trying to push a proposal that class 8, 9, 10 in all government school, sericulture and handloom should be a compulsory subject. So what happens is that when the child, say if the child happens to drop from the school or college, they can find their own work at home. Apart from that, if a person, if the child, or they want to do their own business, already they have the 2-3 years experience, and each school can have a own laboratory kind of thing where they can learn sericulture and handloom. What happens is that then there is a huge labor force. That ecosystem is there. We don't have to depend on laborers outside Assam. here only we can find both the laborers and technical people. So that ecosystem also is very important. Otherwise, if you only have the market and don't have the production, then ultimately your business will not succeed. So that is our vision, and we are trying our best, and our team also is working very hard day and night. And thanks to people like you who are giving us a platform to showcase our ideas. So I hope hard work will definitely pay someday.
Sure. So thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. It was pleasure meeting you.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, viewers. Keep watching Business Northeast.